Dear friends, last weekend all of us awoke in horror and sadness to learn that a Chinook helicopter carrying, among others, some 22 Navy SEALs was shot down over Afghanistan, apparently by Taliban insurgents. Among those who lost their lives was Navy Chief Petty Officer Brian Bill, in whose memory we have gathered here this evening. I wish to thank his classmates at Trinity Catholic High School, class of 1997, for organizing this service of prayer and remembrance, and I extend to you my sincerest condolences. Just before coming to this service, I visited with Brian's family, especially his dear mother, Pat, his father, Scott, Pat's husband, Dr. Michael Perry, and indeed some of his brothers and sisters, all of whom are heartbroken. We stand united in our grief, but also united in our love as we reach out to Brian's great family in this hour of loss. In my conversation with Brian's mother, Pat, both by telephone and in visiting her home, what struck me was her strong, intrepid faith. Her belief in Christ, the resurrection and the life, and the faith of her whole family is unwavering, and their witness to the faith inspires and sustains us even as we grieve. Let me also acknowledge and thank those who join us tonight, especially Senator Blumenthal and Congressman Himes and Mayor Pavia. I would also like to acknowledge the presence of so many servicemen and servicewomen, our veterans, our scouts, and friends all. Let me also greet the president of Trinity Catholic High School, Joe Quinn, as well as Principal Pavia, together with members of faculty and staff. Thank you for hosting this very important moment of prayerful remembrance. Let me also thank Father Brian's good friend, Father Feudy, as well as Father Riley, for their role in our service this evening. Many here tonight remember Brian well. You grew up with him, went to school with him, and accounted him your friend. You knew him as a young person at St. Cecilia Parish, and as a student at St. Cecilia's and St. Gabriel's. You saw him serve Mass on many Sundays and holy days. You knew him as an Eagle Scout, who, in addition to his projects, exhibited those traits of leadership of which we are so rightly proud. You knew him as a fellow student who excelled in his studies and in sports, a young person who was popular, while at the same time being a person of faith and integrity. Brian was one of those young persons in whom older folks like myself put their hopes, one of those to whom we could point with pride and satisfaction as we looked out over the future. Brian did not disappoint. In our sorrow, we stand tall and proud. I won't trace his educational and military career, but I will convey an observation about those who serve our nation in the military. The former Archbishop of Military Services often visited our troops in Iraq, Afghanistan, and other places where brave men and women of our armed forces serve. He commented with pride on the discipline, the hard work, and love of country, characteristic of those putting their lives on the line so that we might live in freedom. Brian, according to his family, loved what he was doing, and he believed in what he was doing.